It's your boy, I'm to Divine 666. No, I ain't Illuminati, but yo ass should subscribe. Anyways, let's hop to the video. Skirt. So we did not talk during like the clips and building the PC because we were too busy building the PC. So for most of the video, it will be voiceover. And right here, you guys can see me struggling to take out my fat ass case. Yeah, I hear my hype man in the back. If your friend's not hyping you like that, that's not your friends, bro. Anyways, let's hop into the case first. So for the case, I went with the Cooler Master TD500 Mesh, the white edition. And this case ended up costing me 158 Canadian. And I know there's a lot of cheaper options out there, but I personally like this case a lot, especially because of the front mesh. Ooh, that shit is sexy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But other than that, you know, if you guys like RGB as well, power button, it does have RGB, LED, or whatever you want to say. You know, it does have that, so that's a plus. Hey, I'm not saying that that's why I got it, but shit, that's why I got it. Alright, so for the CPU, I went with AMD, of course. You know, AMD gang. You know, come on now. And I'm in shape, so you know my pocket's not fat. So therefore, I went with the Ryzen 7 3800 series. And I know the 5000 series is around the same price, but the time of when I bought that, like that CPU was on sale. So, you know, I had to snatch it up real quick before, you know, that sale went away. Because, you know, your boy is on a budget. I'm not balling, but, you know, I'm comfortable. $500.
Look at this dude.
Little part right here. Bro. So for the CPU, I got it for 552 Canadian. And I probably have like a calculator on the side or something so I can show you guys the total price of building my PC. But anyways, let's hop into the next part, which is the motherboard, because I know people have short attention span. Hold on, let me get a knife, bro. So for the motherboard, I went with the Asus B550F gaming Wi-Fi. And yes, I had to go with Wi-Fi because, yo, I live in the hood, so you never know what happens out here, you know? Power might go out, I might need to snatch up my neighbor's Wi-Fi or some shit, you know? So you gotta be prepared for the worst. Gotta keep it on you. And this is the heart of the PC. For those who don't know, the motherboard is where everything goes. From your RAM, your memory, your hard drive, everything goes into this part right here. So this is like the base, the heart. So for the motherboard, I got this for 259 Canadian, which compared to my other parts isn't that bad. Like the CPU and stuff, you know, that's not that bad compared to that, but it's still pricey. But anyways, let's hop into the next part, which is the RAM. No dodge. I'm done with the cheesy punchlines. Alright, so for the RAM, I went with the Team T-Force Delta RGB 32 kit, and I got 64 gigabytes of RAM. And I know 64 is super overkill, but for me, you know, I create content, I game, I do a lot of stuff on my PC, so I need all of that. And I know 32 is good enough as well, but like I just want to max on my PC because I know in the future I'm not opening my PC again. No, but in all seriousness though, 16 gigabytes of RAM is probably the best option to go with because it's like a nice balance. But let's say that you're a content creator as well, I'll say definitely go for 32 just to have that extra speed. And for my RAM total price, each RAM was like 242, and you know I bought 64, so in total that ended up being 485. So if you're on a budget, definitely just stick with the 16 gigabytes of RAM, but if you got that extra money, you should definitely go for 64. Alright, so since we're in the topic of memory, we might as well hop into the storage. So for the SSD, I went with the M.2 1 terabyte, and for the hard drive, I went with the Seagate Barracuda 4 terabyte. So in total, that's 5 terabyte. I don't know why I thought about that so hard. But down the line, this is definitely a part of my PC which I do plan on upgrading. Bruh, y'all hear the sirens in the background? I told y'all I live in the hood. But as I was saying, I do plan on upgrading my SSD storage because SSD is way faster. So, you know, if you have a lot of SSD, the PC will be a lot faster with the storage. Also, I do plan on upgrading my hard drive, but yeah, that's down the line, not right now, because you guys should know this stuff is not cheap. But if you want to build a good PC, you don't need to get this much storage. It's just personal preference. And for the prices for my SSD, it ended up costing me 139 Canadian, and for my hard drive, it ended up costing me 109 Canadian, and in total that's 249. Anyways, let's hop into the big boy, which is the graphics card. So if you're watching this, you probably already know how hard it is to get a graphics card right now. So you guys are probably asking, how do you get this graphics card? Well, to obtain this graphics card, I had to sell my liver. Nah, I'm playing. Let me chill before you guys actually think I'm serious. Nah, but on a serious note, the way I got my hands on the graphics card is through eBay. eBay is your best option right now because that's probably the closest you get to MSRP, which is market sale price for those who don't know. But yeah, that's probably the closest you'll get to like the original prices for a graphics card, because right now they're overpricing graphics cards for like thousands of dollars. Anyways, how much did I pay for this graphics card, you may be asking? Well, I paid $519 Canadian, and I know the MSRP is like 270, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's around that price range. But due to like the market being so bad right now, getting a graphics card for 500 is a steal. That's how crazy the market is right now. And for sure, this is another part of my PC that I plan on upgrading on in the future, because like obviously I want an RTX, but you know, this graphics card is not bad. If you do see this graphics card and you don't have a graphics card, you should definitely pick it up. And I know that the Xbox Series X and the PS5 has better graphics cards built in than my PC right now. But the thing about having a PC is that I can, you know, upgrade whenever I want to. And once, you know, the market sale price goes back to regular, which I might be like 40 years old before that happens, but whenever that does happen, you know, I'm definitely going to be grabbing the 30 series because I want to stay like generations ahead of like the PS5s and the Xboxes. Like by the time they catch up, I want to be like I want my PC to be futuristic as hell. So yeah. Alright, so next is the CPU cooler. And guys, bro, I have to go on a little rant real quick because I bought this CPU for one specific thing, and that specific thing is not working. And you guys might be like, what are you talking about? So if you don't know, the Kraken Z53, it has the ability to like play GIFs on it, and for some reason it says that my cooler is not detected. And I've tried so much tutorials on YouTube, none of them worked. I've already tried to contact NZXT, like the support team, and you know, that's not much help. But I do think it's my fault because I did buy this used off Amazon, so it could possibly be because of that, but it could just be like maybe I didn't plug something in my motherboard. So you know, if you're buying this cooler, just make sure you buy it brand new. Do not buy it used off Amazon or anything. But other than that, like, the CPU cooler is pretty good. It does its job with cooling my CPU, which at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And even though I don't have like a display of like the GIFs and stuff, I'm still pretty satisfied with like a temperature cooler thing. That's pretty cool too. So yeah, I'll take it. And for this liquid cooler, I spent $310. And like I said, or like I always say during this video, if you're just starting to build a PC, you don't have to spend that much on parts. It all comes down to personal preference. And for me personally, I just want my PC to look fly, just like how I am. Nah, but for real though, like, you know, you don't have to spend that much. You can get a good cooler for less than 100. And even some CPUs come with coolers built in with the CPU, so don't get discouraged by the prices that I'm listing. You can still build a beast PC under $1,000, I promise. And next is a power supply, and we're not going to spend too much time on this part because, you know, it's not that exciting. But for the power supply, I went with the Thermaltake Tough Power Grid RGB, of course, 750 watt and fully modular. So guys, a couple things I want you guys to take from this before I move on is that if you are just starting to build a PC, make sure when you pick your power supply, it is fully modular, because you don't want like extra wires and stuff like that you don't need. Because what fully modular does is that you can like select which wire you need for your power supply. So that's going to help you out for cable management. And another thing to look out for is make sure that your power supply is either gold certified or platinum certified. Do not go any lower than that. And one more thing, if you're wondering about the watts, make sure that you go either with 650 watts or above. Do not go lower than 650, especially if you're going for gaming. you want to make sure that you have a strong power supply, because the power supply is what powers everything in your PC. So you need a strong power supply. Me personally, I thought that 750 was the perfect spot for me. I don't want to go too overkill, I don't want to go too below, so 750 is what I went with personally. But if you're on a tight budget, 650 watts is probably your best option. So last but not least is the fans, and for the fans I went with the Antec ARGB, and I recommend these fans 100% if you're on a budget and you want to get decent fans. And if you like RGB, there you go. But the reason why I said these are good budget fans is because you can get these as a pack of 5, and there's not much options that has that out there. I know a lot of fans usually sell them for like 3 in a pack, but these are like one of the only fans that I saw for like 5 in one pack. So I recommend these 110%, especially if you're on a budget and you're trying to max out your PC with the fans. And one last thing that I'll tell you guys to look out for is make sure that your PC case can hold the fans that you select. And to avoid that, I recommend like going to PC Part Picker, and they'll tell you if like your PC case can fit the fans that you select. So don't worry about that as long as you use that website. So in total, my PC ended up costing me $2,825 to be exact, which, you know, I rounded it up to 3,000 because that's pretty much what I spent. And that's not including like, you know, my desk, my speakers, my everything else. Like there's a lot of things. If anything, my whole like setup cost me like around like 5,000. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for like my parts and everything. Now for this part of the video, I want to show you guys like how my PC runs with all the specs that I told you guys about. So I'll just show you guys some gameplay. So let's hop into that right now. So GTA 4 is one of my favorite games of all time, so I had to show you guys some gameplay of this. And I did install some graphics mods and some car mods so you guys can see. So the graphics looks amazing, and keep in mind this is only a 650 super graphics card. So once I upgrade to RTX 30 series, it's over, I promise. But yeah, like the graphics are amazing, butter smooth, and I am running GTA 4 at high settings so you guys can see there's no lag, it's smooth. But when I do run it at ultra, I do see some pop-ins, so it's not perfect, I'm not gonna lie, but like at high settings it's pretty good. And from what I heard, GTA 4 on the PC port is pretty bad. Like Rockstar kind of did a bad job with like the PC port of like GTA 4, so there is some issues, but for me, like there's not really that much issues. The only thing is like installing mods could be a pain because Rockstar, like they don't really support mods like that, so it's kind of hard to get some mods installed. And when I do add mods, like some mods do crash my game, so it's kind of annoying on that part. But other than that, like GTA 4 is blessed. Another game I've been playing a lot is Halo, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty ass at Halo nowadays because like the last time I played Halo was back in like Halo 2, so I'm pretty shitty, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But hey, we're not here for the gameplay, we're just here to look at the gameplay, you feel me? But anyways, yeah, like, you know, Halo is another game that runs amazingly. Like all these games run amazingly, guys, I promise. And let's say you just want to build a beast PC just for content creating. Guys, if you want to build a beast PC just for content creating, you might as well just build a gaming PC, because a PC that can run games at high settings can run anything, I promise. So if you were just like trying to look for a content creating PC, just build a beast gaming PC, because a PC that can run like video games nowadays can run anything. Anyways, let's hop into the last bit of gameplay. So I had to save the best for last. Need for Speed Heat. Oh my god, this is one of the most underrated racing games of all time, no cap. But yeah, this game is amazing. The only thing I have to say about like running this game on my PC is that when I'm recording, like let's say I'm recording gameplay like right now, I do notice some lag, and usually I don't lag at all like when I'm not recording, but when I do start recording, I do feel lag like when I'm racing and stuff like that. And it's only with this game, but I am running this game on high settings like I said, and this game is a pretty graphically intense game. Like just look at this, bro, look at this gameplay, this shit is pretty. But yeah, other than that though, like I have no complaints editing wise. Like my PC is a beast. I exported a 20-minute video in under 5 minutes, and compared to my iMac that would take me like that same 20-minute video will take me like 15 to 20 minutes, no cap. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all I want to say for this video. I don't want it to be too long. It already is too long, but you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it motivated you guys to build a gaming PC. I do think building a gaming PC is as much as an investment as, you know, getting a car. Like, getting a car is equivalent to building a PC, because with this is the money maker. Like, building a PC is where all the money's at. Like, you can create, you can, like, you know, there's so much potential with a PC, man. Like, you just have to be on this wave. This is the future, so you gotta hop on it. Like, the world is going towards, you know, computers, so it's either you catch up or get lost, for real. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video off, and I hope y'all enjoyed this divine video, and I'll see y'all next time.